So right now on the market, the Google Home Mini and Google Home are two of the best Google Assistant devices that you can buy that gives you literally everything that you need when it comes to a smart assistant, to a smart house, everything. But the one thing that the Google Home kind of lacks on is sound quality. Most people complain that for the price that you pay, they wish that it had been more premium sounding, if that makes any sense. Well, today I'm going to take a look at the product that comes from JBL and is looking to aim and take at the Google Home line and possibly Amazon as well with their newest product, the JBL Link Music. I will be checking it out to see if it's really worth the money and if it's a better alternative to the Google Home. So, stay tuned. What is up, everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I'm going to take a look at the JBL Link Music. Now, to most people clicking on for the first time, I want to clarify a couple of things, and to my returning viewers, first off, I am a tech YouTuber that does a show called Technoid. This is one of my special edition episodes. So for you clicking on for the first time, if you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more content, because a lot more is to come. And number two, this video I will be comparing the speaker to the Google Home and the Google Home Mini. Now, unfortunately, due to COVID-19, I have been very limited in getting the Google Home. However, I've spent a considerable amount of time with the units. I have been able to interact with them thanks to my friends and also them having Google Home products. So I am very familiar with how they sound, and I am very, very familiar with the Google Home products and Google Nest, etc. Number three, when I do the sound test in this video, I will be comparing it to the Echo Dot and the UE Wonder Boom. I will explain when we get to that portion of the video. But now that I've got the disclaimers out of the way, enough talking, let's get this video going. So the first thing I always do, whenever I start a video, the first thing that I always do is an unboxing. And this time around, the unboxing is no different from any other. So when you look at it, the presentation is very nice. It shows you everything that you need to know about the speaker. Opening the box, you get your Bluetooth speaker or Wi-Fi speaker, whichever one you prefer. And also inside, you get your power cord and your little booklets and instructions on how to set it up. And that's it, that's what comes in the box. Now, at first glance, when I first saw the speaker and taking it out of the box, my initial thoughts were, it was pretty big than what I thought. The idea of this speaker is it's so compact and small, as they claim on the marketing, it would produce a loud sound. But I didn't actually think it was going to be that big compared to what the promotion and marketing images were presenting. But besides that, taking a look at the actual speaker itself, it honestly feels very premium, and it honestly is a great speaker. So the speaker is covered in a nice mesh fabric, and the fabric itself feels very, very good and durable. The speaker chassis that's wrapped around the fabric in the inside is made out of metal, so it's nice to know that it is well built, especially from a company like JBL. Now, inside of the speaker, the hardware-wise, it's rocking Bluetooth 4.2, which is kind of a little confusing and very curious why they chose to go that route. But it has 4.2, it supports 2.5 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi or 5G, whatever you want to call them. I'm just so tired right now, guys, I swear. My head's not working today. But it supports Wi-Fi. It can be used as a Bluetooth speaker, but I will explain a little bit more because there are some fine lines you need to know. Now, the speaker itself has two microphones and is able to work in a 360-degree system, so it doesn't matter where you are in your house. When you call out to the speaker will activate. On the top of the speaker, you have your volume controls and the Google Assistant button, which you use to press if you want to summon the assistants, or you could go hands-free and use the phrase, blank Google. Now, being that this is a smart speaker, this is part of what JBL calls their Link Music line. What this is basically the Link Music line is just a lineup of music speakers that they make that are compatible with Google Assistant. The only difference with this one versus everyone else that they have made is this one is the only one that is meant to be a home speaker, with the exception of the Link View. This one is meant to be plugged in and stay plugged in at all times. It has no external batteries. You can't take it with you. It's not like the Link 10, the Link 20, the Link Max, whatever. You can't bring it with you, so you're going to have to keep it at home. But the design of the speaker does show that it is meant to be stayed at home. In the back of the speaker, if you'll notice where you plug it in, the plug-in port is very sturdy when you plug it in. I just wanted to throw that in there because taking it out was actually a little bit harder than I thought. So this speaker is not only well built, well secured, and also very versatile. Now there is no 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on this. There's not even an aux, that's pretty much what it is. It's an aux port. But you do have your Bluetooth symbol where you can pair and your mute button where you can turn off the microphones for your privacy. Now, taking a look deeper into the speakers are rocking a downward firing woofer and a tweeter, I believe. A lot of people say there is a tweeter. I read some reviews and some say tweeter, but remember, take it with a grain of salt because this speaker is still relatively new, so more information is coming out. However, there are dual passive radiators on the side which help to amplify the bass and give it a nice 360-degree sound. So this speaker is claiming to be really one of the best portable ones that you could use in your house. The reason I say portable because you could put it anywhere in your house and it will work regularly like a normal speaker. Now, being that this is JBL, their sound signature is probably one of the best right out there in the market. JBL has done everything from sound bars to Bluetooth speakers to home speakers to party speakers. This is JBL at its finest. So, before I start talking about other things, let me give you the sound sample right here. So, taking a look at the sound signature, it is a little bit on the bass heavy side, but it's not terribly over bassed. Something I noticed when I was doing my tests, the music sounded very good at high volume, meaning there was no distortion, there was no overpowering of anything. It felt very, very good. And I like the sound signature coming out of this. Now you have your low end in there, and that's really the main focus. Your bass is nice and punchy. You can feel it a little bit, and it has a nice depth to it. You have your mids in there and your treble. Now the high frequency is there, but it can be overpowered when you listen to lower end music. So for example, if you listen to something like rap, R&B, there's no problem. You're gonna love that. But when it comes to other songs that require mostly vocal and guitar strings, some of the signature is there, but the bass is there, and it sometimes can overwhelm it, but it's not there enough to say it takes away from the music. So overall on sound quality, like I said, this is JBL at its finest. Now, being that this is a smart speaker, it allows you to use Google Assistant. In order to use the Google Assistant, you have to have a Google Home app and you have to have a Google Home setup or a Google account. Once you have those things set up, you then log in and you sync the speaker up as a smart home accessory, and from there you can put it in any room and boom, you're good to go. Now as for the app itself, that is really where you have to work this speaker. That is really where you get to choose to update the firmware, the volume, what you get to sync music to, everything. I'm not going to focus too much on Google Assistant because that's really on the Google side, but there are a few drawbacks that I need to mention. The first drawback, you cannot call or text. You can't even send messages, and I think that's a big negative, and that's on Google's end. I don't know why they're limiting what you can do on this. Maybe it gives them a reason for the Google Home, but I really don't get what the point is of just... I don't get it. I don't get why you limit that to JBL, and they're treating this product really well. They're treating your assistant very well. Number two, in order to use this speaker, if you want to use Bluetooth, you must set it up with the Google account, and that to me is really not cool, because why do you need to set up an account to do Bluetooth? That's like pulling an Apple with HomePod. You have to be an iOS user. But thankfully, This speaker does work very fair with Apple. It has AirPlay 2 support, and it also has Chromecast built in. So it's nice that they were able to feature two of the best things on the market. Now, a couple of things before I end the video. A couple of things you need to know. Now, let's go back to the sound quality, and let me explain a little bit more. So even though that's what it sounds like, how does it sound compared to the Google Home and Mini? Now again, due to COVID-19, I don't have the speakers with me, so you're gonna have to base this off my opinion, but please bear with me because the next time I will get those speakers and I will do a proper follow-up in the future. But compared to the Google Home and the Mini, this thing blows them out the water. It's no secret. There is just more clarity, it's more louder, it has much better bass, it doesn't sound muddy. The Google Home obviously would be its main competitor, but even then, that doesn't produce the best sounding experience. This thing beats it by milestones when it comes to the audio department. So overall, what do I think of this speaker? Well, I'm kind of at a crossroad. There are some really good positives, and there are some negatives, and some of those negatives could affect the way that you look at this review. The positive that I have with this speaker is the sound quality. I love the sound quality of this speaker. Number 2, the Chromecast and AirPlay 2 support is definitely a nice added bonus. Number 3, for me, my favorite thing is that it gives the Google Home accessories a run for their money. This thing really nails it in that area. Really, the audio is what you're buying it for. But my main negatives is that you can't call on it, you can't send messages on it, and again, this is on Google, not JBL. So Google will have to open up the forum. My next negative is there is no EQ in the app. While you can use the app to do most of the work with this speaker, there is no EQ. So if you don't want that much bass, you can't change that. That's just something you're gonna have to live with. My other negative is really what it comes down to is there are some limitations, and I think Google did that on purpose. But with that said though, would I recommend this? Well, the price of the speaker retails for $120. Thankfully, it is on sale for $80. So honestly, despite the few drawbacks and hopefully some updates in the future from Google, I think I can recommend it. For $80, it is a well-purchased speaker, for me anyway, and I think it's definitely a very, very good alternative to the Google Home. If you are somebody that just loves music, if you love listening to music, and you need that music experience, I'm telling you right now, this is the way to go. Because JBL is one of the best players out there. This is one of the best speakers that I think has Google Assistant in it right now, despite Sonos and other brands. But for $80, this thing delivers, and it delivers very, very well. So, do I recommend it? Yes. But would I like to see some improvements come in the future? Absolutely. And that's it for today's episode of Technoid. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Again, this is not normally what I do most of the time. I do a lot of headphone reviews and stuff. This is my first ever tackling a smart speaker. So I hope I did well enough, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, everybody, and peace.